All right, is this working? Awesome. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't switch the sound over because I'm on Mac. I got to do this thing. There we go. Now the music should be coming through. I meant to have music playing during that whole intro point. I don't know if it actually came through or not. Probably not. All right, how's everyone doing? Friday night. Sounds low. Sound sounds low. Testing, testing. That doesn't look too low. What's low, the microphone or the music? How about that? How about that? There we go. Now I see it. That's probably a little bit better. Cool. So, Mike was low. Okay. Yeah, I think I had it turned down from being on someone else's stream. Probably gonna do some little odds and ends. I was looking at some of my shelves. I've been doing some cleaning. Nice short. Yeah, that's actually an old one, Fat Dread. It's an older one, but I repost them sometimes. I think that might be the third time I posted that, but it's been a year apart each time. So, you know, Instagram, people don't really search back into things that much on it. So sometimes I'll have a piece of content from years ago. I'm like, someone might still like this. You put it out there. Yeah, it's funny. It was funny. Thank you. I like that. Who's in here? We got Eldor. Thanks for coming through, Eldor. Jacob. Nice to see you. Love those Christmas shorts you put out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I had fun with those, doing the train and then doing the kind of the last minute cottage for that Four Horsemen Father Christmas. That was quite enjoyable. Actually, I think I started that on last week's stream on here. So I actually got through that whole project in a week, which is crazy for me. Did not totally finish the roof, but it was passing because I put the snow on top of it, and it still looked good in the photograph. Sounded like you were fed up with the nonsense of clay. Yeah, when I was making that, that's kind of what I was thinking. Was how they do all that. It was a parody of that. What's up, Ed? How you doing? All right, so let me just get some paint and some stuff going here. Pretty much, we just have a bunch of odds and ends sitting here. Let me put this on real quick. All these little, you can even see how dusty those are. 3D prints and some little prop houses and stuff that I built. Some faces I carved. And I'm just going to work on kind of getting some of this stuff painted up. It's just been laying around. I'm sure there's more if I went digging, but that's what I got out so far. Now I don't see where my coffee can lid went. That's interesting. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab another one. also have this. This was the prototype for the little toy train set. This was the first one I made. I never finished it because I realized as I was building this that I needed to stop it and start over so I could make content from it. But I don't know, maybe I'll paint that. We'll see. I don't like that it doesn't have the back piece on there to make it look like it's coming out of a tunnel, but it's still, yeah, it's still something. Don't forget to flock. Building a pirate ship or a Stargate tonight? No, I don't think so tonight, but both of those are things I'd like to do. Pirate ship has been more... I've always wanted to build a pirate ship. I've thought about building... What do you call the back part where the wheel is? Is that the quarter deck, or is that... I don't know. One of those. It's probably a different name. I feel like the quarter deck is something else, but maybe it is. Yeah, just building that part with the railing. It would be cool, but then if you wanted to take a shot of that, you'd want to have at least one mast in there, you know, to kind of give it the look. Is this where the Stargates are made? It could be. It very well could be where the Stargates are made. Okay. That'll work. So we're coming to the end of the holiday season. All we have left is the new year. In the last few years, since I've been doing this more actively, I usually go through and try to rewrite a plan for things that I want to maybe work on or focus on a little bit more this year. I haven't really done that yet, but I'm sure I will. Alright, then we can get a little closer for this stuff. Yeah. So this little house is already green. Maybe I'll start with something a little bit more brain dead. Put some brown on this. The ship would be tough because unless it was just a display base, you need a lot of boat to capture the essence of it. Yeah. Yeah, you're totally right. It would still be fun to build, right? But it's just like everything else I want to make, it's space. I need more space. Eventually, I'll get there. I have confidence that I'll have a large workshop space eventually, but I don't right now. Good price for Tide. This is probably an old paper, man. I don't even know what the date is on it. But yeah, I actually hang on to old papers sometimes so I could throw them in the backdrop of a video so someone will start asking comments. I had a video on TikTok go viral. I don't remember. I think it might have got 1.2 million views or something because there was a whole conversation. I don't know if it was that one or one that I had maybe like 500,000 views on, but there was a whole conversation about how good the prices were. And, you know, they were like, that's cool, but where do I get those avocados? That's ridiculous, you know? And so I was like, oh, that's actually a thing. How you doing, Freddie? Thanks for coming by, man. We'll come over and help you build the pirate ship and the Stargate. Okay. We can figure something out, man. I was looking into the Stargate a little bit about a week ago because I was thinking, and that's when I realized, oh my god, it's 22 inches. It's too big for my laser cutter. I'd have to cut it in sections. I would have to make it in fourths, in quarters, and then assemble it, and then obviously layer on like all the glyphs and all that stuff. It'd probably make a good big YouTube video. You know, something that potentially has some built-in audience for it and everything. I don't know if anyone's done a full 1/12 scale Stargate yet or not, but I do need to do some stuff like that. It's just such a time investment to make a video like that you know, may or may not do well. It's always hard when you spend a lot of time on something like that and you get, you know, not that great of views. But it's definitely a thought. Thanos, what's up, man? Okay, we got that. And we'll throw a little bit more on this one. Let's see, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Started a little bit late tonight. Yeah, man, these are decent. They're not my design. They're some Dungeons and Dragons barrels from some guy on Thingiverse that I just blew up. So we got the barrels. We got some treasure chests, smaller chests. Now the chests are my design. I did design these. Some generic Star Wars barrel made by someone with the initials FW. I was making these a couple of years ago, and these are just little resin printed crates that actually open so you can put stuff in there, which is kind of cool, since most crates don't open. Just going to be, for anyone who came in a little later, I'm just going to be painting some odds and ends, trying to clear up my shelves for the new year. I was doing some cleaning, some reorganizing. I actually put up a new little knick-knack shelf right there. It's just a small little shelf, but I think it'll help me get some of the smaller mini projects kind of up out of everything instead of clogging everything up. They could be whiskey barrels. Sounds about right, Briscoe. I have to write things down because I'll forget. I write tons and tons of stuff down. My problem is I'm not organized with what I write down, so I have hundreds, probably more than that, papers just everywhere. I have folders for different things, and it's just like I don't really have a good review process. I could go digital with it, but I kind of get sick of digital screens. And I feel more, I don't know, creative or like in a flow state when I just have an idea and I just start writing it as opposed to typing it. You had one job, dude. So for anyone that didn't see the reel, I do have one picture. I only put one picture on here, but I do have one picture. I'll put it on real quick. That'll show some of that finished diorama we were building last week. That's in the background there. That's how that... Man, I need to have some more pictures on here. I do have a ton of stuff already done. But yeah, for that Father Christmas, came out pretty cool. Really makes me want to build a entire 1/12 scale like Christmas village or winter village or something along those lines. And maybe I'll just work on it each year, just add another building to it. Thank you, Thanos. Where's Thor? You're saying Thor. Oh, there's Thor. What's up, Thor? Was thinking you should have seasonal dials. Fat Red Foo, have you not looked at my page, dude? I have seasonal dials all the time. For years. Thanos, there is a Santa's Workshop from last year. It's not like... I mean, well, it's not the exterior. It's the interior. But yeah. Yeah, an exterior and maybe like the whole North Pole kind of vibe would be pretty cool. Seasonal depression. Yeah, I'm glad I do not get that particular fun time. I do get groggy in the winter, though, sometimes. Lazier, for sure. Yeah, Thanos, I was too. And surprised at the amount of accessories it came with, too. It was like a never-ending thing of accessories. Then you get to that little bag and there's like more stuff in there. It was just pretty wild. Anything else need a light brown undercoat? Probably not. Eduardo, what's up, man? Is that all I have of that gray? I gotta get some more gray. Barrels, chests, and crates. Might as well start the ship, yeah? Maybe. This one's a science fiction barrel, but as far as everything else, not too far off. And we even have the dock. So, it's not enough for a pirate ship, but you can get Jack Sparrow's dinghy on that. Hey Payne, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming by. All right, let's set that over there. What's the next thing? I guess we're switching to some burnt umber. No. Here we go. Thanos, it's been 10 long minutes, right? Well, now you don't even have to talk. You just chill. Artistic Toaster. Dude, that dock looks so cool. Hello, Artistic Toaster. Yeah, I've never seen you here before. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'll probably paint the dock here in a little bit. Probably. Let me do this guy first. I don't remember if I needed to prime these, but we're just gonna say no. These are some of the few resin prints I actually did. I really did not super enjoy the smell of the resin from my resin printer. I'm sure I'll use it again at some point. Dirty shaking the paint bottle? I don't know, man. I didn't hear it. Artistic Toaster says, just been doing research lately on how to do dioramas and custom props myself. They look super fun to make, so watching this is a good teaching moment too. Yeah, for sure. Or just chill, you know, whatever. But it's not that big of a deal, man. Just get a few basic materials and just start trying to make stuff. Something will always turn out one way or another. Yep, dioramas definitely are cool for toy photography. I would say even more so than dioramas, though, just building props that you can move around and place for different shots is really nice too. Hobby Lobby has a lot of nice tools, has a lot of nice stuff, but you actually get more selection on somewhere like Amazon, I would say. I still go to Hobby Lobby, or really I go to Michael's a lot more than Hobby Lobby because I like their sales, and the lines are usually not as bad. But mostly I go to Michael's for paint. Although I am always keeping my eye out for convincing looking fake plants or little plant balls or something that I can rip apart into smaller pieces. No, Freddy, I'm not building a ship. I'm just going through all the extra stuff I have laying around. Like that Superman head that's sitting on the shelf over there that I'm supposed to do. Things that I haven't finished this year that I need to work on. Right there on the shelf. I did put up a new shelf, so it's actually looking at me now. It's going to be a lot harder to ignore. I would do it on the stream, but I have to boil water. I'm not going to do that right now. It's too late. Hold on, maybe I'll have myself a little seltzer. Oh yeah, that's nice. I just got a hot plate to boil figs. Yeah, that's cool actually. I have a I have a hey Fred, what are you talking about, Freddie? I have a tea kettle in here, but yeah, that would be actually not a bad idea to get that hot plate. Did I do the inside of this box? Holy crap. Did that on like autopilot. Great tabletop Christmas tree decoration. Would be great for the Father Christmas diorama figure. What was it, Briscoe? Oh yeah, Eduardo, it's been nice actually. I can't believe how many of these I've done already, and it didn't seem like it, but I was it's been almost a year of Fridays. Not quite. I want to say it's like 9 months or something. I might go back and number them. But I do appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out for sure. And it kind of helps me be more consistent too, because I'm not always good with the consistency. Let's put that. Guess we'll do this one too. It was a 12-inch tree plugged into a real wood base shaped like a stump. Oh, that's cool. I have some trees, but I don't have any that are actually have any wood components. That's pretty neat. That'd be nice. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I need to get some nets. Nets would be cool. Anyone got some nets that they've used? Like a good hack on some nets that I wouldn't have to tie them together, because that sounds like it would be an absolute nightmare to make them out of twine. And not a Google search, but something you've actually used is what I'm saying. Surely some company somewhere has to make something that resembles a net in that scale. A pet net would work for 112. Yeah. Fish nets? Yeah, Thanos, that's actually a good idea. And depending on what it's made out of, you could just put some like dirty paint water on them to give it a more realistic tone. Yeah, the pet net diet. That's what Fat Red Foo was saying too. All right. Yeah, I might look into that. For some fishnets? Why? Do I look like a pirate? Is that what you're saying? I could definitely pull a pirate off. Oh yeah, fruit bags. That's another good one. Like those clementines or something like that. Oh, wow. Alright, I'm gonna stop looking at my phone. Very cool, Freddy. Very cool. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking, Ed. Like, I don't know if the orange bags are made of like a plastic, so it might be difficult to color them. I guess you could airbrush them, you know, spray paint them. As long as you don't fiddle with them too much, you know, the paint would probably be all right. Let me see some of these other chests I have painted already. Just so I have some finished examples here. Okay, I see what I did there. I drew a pic of you and Ed random the other day. I think I freaked out Ed during Oz's stream. More of a sketch. Yeah, send it to me, Fat Red Foo, for sure. I was wondering about dye too, but not sure it would take to the material. Yeah, I don't know. It would be more likely to take than anything else, I would guess, right? But dye's pretty cheap. Worth a shot testing it out. I feel like I want to get on to the second painting phase of something, but I should finish doing base coats. Oh my god, too many base coats. These stone wizard looking mofos. 105, Eduardo. It's like 30 degrees outside. We finally got cool weather in Texas. Ooh, I did want to go with a lighter color, but I'm pretty much almost out of the light gray. Let me just... Nope, no I'm not. I got a whole big old bottle right there. There we go. Oh yeah, I could see how that might sound funky over the mic. That's a little Thanos copter sound effect. He needs to put that in his repertoire for a video. Thanks, Briscoe. Yeah. I used these in one of my earlier dioramas, something similar to this. It was like a Zelda dungeon diorama. But I've used that, I don't know, I was learning to carve a wood spirit a long time ago, and I didn't get very far, and then I switched over to foam, and yeah. Alright, I'll check that out in a minute. It's not... I'm not gonna put it on screen, but not too bad, man. Not too bad. Man, even in that sketch, I need a haircut. Look at that. Damn. So usually when I paint these, I start with a dark coat and then dry brush up to lighter. But I'm gonna do these light coat and then wash them with a darker wash and see what that looks like. I need more space to put things out on. Yeah, the Easter Island heads. Yep. People have said that before, man. Totally. Here's a jumbo one I did. That's kind of how I usually do them. I think I painted this one on this stream too. A few dozen more, yeah. Axion, I think I have, I don't know, somewhere between half a dozen and a dozen already. Just to give you guys a look of what's going on here a little bit, we'll put the T camera on. That's kind of what we base coated up so far. Now obviously these in the back were already done, but I just figured I'd bust them out so I could see the color schemes that I used last time, and I'll probably copy some of that. I don't think I have this color brown anymore that I used to do the exterior of my older barrel, so I'll have to use something else. I'm not sure what, because I kind of like that reddish kind of brown. I have, let me see, sienna, maybe, or maybe we might try a terracotta. That might not be too bad. Cinnamon. I don't like that cinnamon color. It looks like, I don't know, every time I use it, I dislike it. It looks like freaking diarrhea or something. I don't know. Dude. Burnt umber is going to be too dark. Briscoe, so yeah, for sure. It'll wreck the original because the foam probably won't hold up to the demolding process. It might, but it might not. But that wouldn't matter. This bigger one that's got chunkier bits on it, yeah, I could make a resin mold of this. I mean, that's a freaking chunk of resin right there. Like a lot. Like that would be, I don't know, $10 of resin to make one. At least. Something like that. But yeah. And I don't know, Fat Red Food, burnt umber might look okay on something. It might not look bad. what are we gonna start with? Let's start with a little red chest. But I'll do the straps in a brown. Oh, wait, let me do this. That's what I was doing. I distracted my own damn self. Pillar for a random Stargate? It could definitely be in a random Stargate room. Definitely. So if the Stargate is 22 inches tall at its tallest point, I mean, when you think about how big a landing, or what do they call it, the embarkation or disembarkation room? I'm not sure. Whatever they call it. The room where they keep the Stargate. I mean, that thing would have to be... what, like 100 inches or maybe 70 inches to kind of look convincing. Doesn't have to be exactly the scale. You know what's crazy about that is they say 22 feet, but when you think about like Stargate, the original movie, or some of those little rooms in those Egyptian ruins that they were gating into, like some of them were tall, but some of them were freaking short. Like they had the pillars. It doesn't seem like the ceilings were anywhere near 22 feet high in some of those, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe I'll go and fire up an early episode, get a screen cap, and try to measure it out by next to a human and see what I come up with. Yeah, I know. But that's just according to what Google says. That's not necessarily what it actually is. Yeah, Briscoe, the movie was good. And when I first saw the show, I didn't like it because all the actors changed and you didn't have Kurt Russell, and obviously... I don't remember what his name was, but the guy that was MacGyver, he's much more of a light-hearted kind of character. I mean, Kurt Russell is like barely says anything in most of his movies, and at least in that era. I mean, do you remember Soldier? That movie, Soldier, science fiction movie? It was a good movie. He said maybe like 6 words the entire movie, and it was still pretty good. He's like, fear and discipline. But, you know, the MacGyver dude, it's just like nonstop jokes. It was a good fit for the TV show, for sure. SG1 is good. I never forgave Stargate for Farscape getting canceled, so I didn't watch. Richard Dean Anderson. Yeah. I didn't really watch Farscape, but I know a lot of people really enjoyed it. I watched all the Star Treks, and Babylon 5 I really liked. Stargate, like I said, at first it seemed kind of campy. It almost had like a sitcom kind of feel to it at some points. but it grew on me, and there was just so much of it that, it's kind of nice to. It's always nice to watch something that you have a long period you can go through. I think they did a pretty good job with the world building too. Continuity errors, sure, like everything. That doesn't really bother me too much. I'm not super nitpicky with stuff like that. But Stargate Atlantis and exploring all the different aliens and how they were related to historical, and obviously loose TV Land fashion, historical aliens and such was pretty cool. The first time Thor shows up is pretty neat. Yeah, a 12-inch one, it's already big, dude. Dave, thank you, Dave. Farscape is my all-time favorite. You know what, Thanos? That might be something I need to try and watch again, because I have never made it that far through Farscape. I just remember the dude, like he like is a pilot or something that gets lost in the other part of the galaxy and ends up on that weird ship. Did he play in Stargate? Was he in Atlantis, that dude? I can't remember exactly how all that went. I'm sure you know. Okay. What color are we going to go with? We're going to do some kind of red. Cardinal red, holiday red. I need to get some more shelves for paint so I can better organize this. I might throw some more shelving up here too, so I don't have to reach across the camera quite so much. Took you a while to get into Farscape. Yeah, he was in Stargate after Farscape ended. Oh, he was the when Richard Dean Anderson got promoted and came off the team, he joined SG-1. That's what it was. Yeah, I remember it now. Lipstick? I don't know if lipstick is the right color. We'll try this cardinal. I loved Firefly, Briscoe. Sadly, it was already canceled by the first time I saw it. I saw the movie first, Serenity, and I thought it was the worst movie I ever saw in my life. And it made no sense. The plot was all over the place. As someone that never watched Firefly, trying to watch that movie was extremely difficult and weird to me the first time. Then I found Firefly, and everything made sense. And as I watched through a couple of the episodes, I was like, oh, okay, this is really cool. The world building was really cool. And then I watched Serenity again, and I loved it. Way past my bedtime. All right, Freddie, take care. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, over way too soon, Thanos. I mean, they had so much they could do with that, and it was such an interesting world. The Wild West Asian fusion thing they did, even though the Chinese was painful. More painful now, I think, listening to it than then. I kind of got caught up in it. It didn't bother me. But, yeah, so cool. And it's funny how much lore you have already just from, I think they did 13 episodes, and you know about the Alliance, you know about the Browncoats, you know about, the Assassins, and you never find out about the Shepherd. There's so much in there already just from just a few episodes. Never saw Raised by Wolves. My friend used to go out with a mechanic chick for a while. Jewel something. Sci-fi shows rarely last. Yeah, that's true. That's true. In my opinion, they shouldn't have ended Enterprise early either. Enterprise was just starting to get good, although I liked the first couple of seasons too. You know, they were bumbling and fumbling around. They didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, they kind of acted like a bunch of impetuous kids, but I think that was sort of like the idea of it, right? Is humanity was young, they weren't used to space exploration, they weren't experienced enough to do what they were doing, they were just kind of out there doing their thing. I liked the vibe of that. And then it gets going, and they just end it. Yeah, Enterprise is definitely worth a rewatch. If the first couple of seasons are a little slow to you, by the time you start getting to season 3 or 4, it starts really picking up. Another one that was kind of, I don't know, low budgety, but was on Hulu when Hulu first came out and was totally free and had no ads. You know, the first time I ever heard of Hulu, there was a science fiction show on there called Star Hunter. That was pretty good. I think it's on Amazon now, but you probably have to pay for an extra channel or something. It might be on Paramount Plus or I don't know, one of those. Another one they did 2 seasons of and then ended it, and it was campy, but it was good. The Expanse is excellent. Yeah, Fat Red Food. The Expanse was excellent. I watched all of it several times. The last season I found kind of disappointing. But getting there was so good, I would still highly, highly recommend watching The Expanse. I would go so far as to say The Expanse is probably the best science fiction that I've seen that's been made maybe in the past 10 years. The books are better, yeah. Eldor, indeed. If the Enterprise had continued, we might have seen the NX-01 secondary engineering hull. Yeah. The Romulans. Yup. I mean, they wrapped it up. They had him, found the Federation and all that kind of stuff. Or, well, he didn't. They saw it in a holodeck simulation. But can't really complain too much. It did have 5 seasons, and that's a lot more than a lot of shows get. And there is so many hours of Trek to go through. If you're just in a Trek mood, you can take a year or so to go through everything. Briscoe, yeah, same. I just saw the movie. I haven't seen Star Trek Prodigy. Yeah, so I haven't seen all the way through any of the current Trek. I did watch some Discovery, I think 2 seasons, and I did watch some of Strange New Worlds. I think I watched like 1 episode of Lower Decks. It seems like it would be funny. I'm going to say the old fuddy-duddy thing. It's not really Star Trek. It's just a show based in a Star Trek world. But, you know, things do change. I feel like a lot of the current stuff is very, very different from just a fundamental standpoint. But once again, things change. You know, the Trek that happened in the 80s and 90s when I was watching it mostly is a different vibe than what they did in the 60s too. Face Off. Fuddy Duddy. Yeah, I got those words. I got some old man words floating around. I guess we could do another code. No, not yet. It's going to be very bright. I wish I just had a brown. A light, bright brown. What's this like? Kind of looks like poop. Yeah, kind of looks like poop. Whoops. Where is that other brush? Just knocking everything over. They did a crossover with Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. That's interesting. It's an interesting idea. It was a great episode. Cool. You know, I guess I don't like... it's not that I didn't like it at all. When they came out, even with the newer Star Trek remake, it's newer, like it was like 2007 or something, with Chris Pine and everything. The Kelvin reboot or whatever. It was great to see the characters again. I think the casting was awesome. You know, almost everyone they got to play those roles was super spot on. I didn't like I guess it was Abrams or something. It felt like Flash Bang Trek, not Star Trek. Tried to really focus on the action. And, you know, that's cool. It was okay. Not a lot of moral dilemma, not a lot of the usual kind of Star Trek-y stuff. And I kind of don't like that when they went forward with like Discovery and Strange New Worlds is about the same time, I guess. They took that style, like it's like the style of everything from the older Trek. I mean, well, not the older Trek, but the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. All that style is gone, and it's like they're just based off of the retro '60s style. I mean, that's cool. But even in Picard, they're like having a phaser fight, and they're using those old style phasers, and I'm like, why would anyone use those when you have the little freaking keychain car alarm style ones they were using? And I know, like, there's always continuity things in every show. But I guess it just felt like they went backwards a lot. And also, there was no... It's just darker, too. The future didn't feel as utopian and wonderful like it used to. Strange World, to me, New World has a mix of old formula and newer storytelling. Yeah, I think I liked the vibe in it a bit more than Discovery. Although, I did enjoy some of Discovery. I won't say that I didn't. Old space Lego from the 80s. Yeah, that would be cool. And Briscoe, I was really into old space Lego. I had a lot of them. They all got thrown away, but I did have a lot of them. I was big into Lego when I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. I was already building all those sets that were meant for older kids. That is the wrong gray, dude, and I just blotched that on there. But you know what? It'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be okay. It could work really well with the Cosmic Legion stuff. Yeah, it would. That would be kind of interesting, actually. Yeah, yours got thrown away too. I had some of the original like castles that they had. I had like 3 or 4 of those big castles. Had the pirate ship, the red, the blue. Had the police boat and the fireboat, the ones that floated. For Space Lego, I had that big ship with the yellow canopies. And I had that giant, like, station that had the arms that came out of the side and had the canopies on the front, too. And you'd, like, play around from the back. I had the monorail. I had the space monorail. That thing was awesome. I had some of the black ones too. I think it was called Black Star, where it was like black with the red canopies. I think it was red. But yeah, it was like a slightly later one. Those were cool too. Okay, we're gonna do some red. Oh, I already have the red out. What do you know? Yeah, Briscoe, totally. Freaking brush bristle. Yeah, Briscoe, the license stuff. Everyone that wants to do everything like super derivative. I mean, everything is derivative, but no one wants to take a chance on anything anymore. They're all just copying existing properties. It's kind of sucks. But we do have a wonderful culture of individual creators and online stuff that we didn't have before. Some of it sucks, but there's downsides to it, but some of it is pretty nice. Yeah. I will say, though, Lego is I don't know. I probably need to try it on a table. I tried putting some together on a floor maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was not the same experience. You know, my neck was freaking hurting. My hands weren't. I couldn't see everything as clearly. You know, laying on the floor, my shoulder was hurting. My elbow was hurting too much from leaning on it. It wasn't quite the same. Yeah, I'd need to think about it more. You know, I'd probably, if I did it up on a nice big table with a bright light and everything, it's not like, you know, it used to be where I just dump everything on the floor as a little kid and sit there for 12 hours and put the whole thing together, or however long it took. There's some additional considerations now. Harry Palm's castle. I mean, some of those sets do look pretty cool, I will say that. Some of the ships they had, like the Queen Anne's Revenge and all that stuff, did look pretty nice. But there's also been this weird thing that's happened where all of a sudden all toys have to cost like a ridiculous amount of money. And a lot of it is probably from eBay and people collecting, driving up the price of things and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, some of that stuff is just ridiculous. I mean, I do get expenses have gone up. There's no doubt. Everything's gone up. But it does seem that because it's largely marketed to adults, they've just raised the price of things relative to everything else as well. I guess Lego was always fairly pricey. I didn't pay for it when I was a kid, but I'm pretty sure I remember some of the ships and stuff being $100. Okay, so now where can I put my fingers? Right here. Okay, I see what I did differently here. I usually lift the inside the other color so I can paint the rim, because now if I go to paint the top, it's not going to look right. So we're going to leave the top on that one. You see, like here? Yeah, that's all right. Maybe I'll paint the top a little bit more solidly. Really? It was smaller than the older ones, huh? That's kind of surprising. Set that to the side for a moment. And now we'll do a little touch up there. Yeah, I mean, I hate to be a downer on that, Eldor, but I think that the party is coming to an end on all these toys. I think there's going to be the independent stuff will definitely thrive. All the online sale stuff will still be around. But I think there's going to be less and less variety in the retail stores because, I mean, it's obvious just what's going. I mean, everything goes clearance. Like, everything goes to clearance. A few hot items sell out, and then everything ends up over at Ollie's. I mean, that can't be good. I don't even collect toys, and I could see that. Maybe, Briscoe, maybe. Alright, I'm going to do a chest in a weird, funky color. At least one color that I've never done before. Something... I have that green. Could do a darker green, but I do a lot of green already. Let me see. Funky color chest. Blue. Could do a blue. Let me see. Maybe I could do like a funky blue. Calypso Sky. That's a funky blue. I have a lot of blue. It's a little more basic Caribbean blue or Mediterranean blue. Glow in the dark blue. It's not going to look good. Oh, you know what? A French blue would look good. Like that. That might look good. That's kind of like subdued. Silver marlin. When we were children, we never thought to think or speak in toy politics. Well, yeah, but it's the internet. We didn't have the internet either. That's all, like 90% of what you see on content creation. I mean, not really, but it's just people stating their opinions about things that other people have made, and they're either stating their dissatisfaction with it, which seems to be get more attention, or then you have the much smaller piece of it as people maybe, I think, creatively adding on the customization, all that kind of stuff. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with the criticizing. And some of these companies are definitely doing things worthy of criticism. But we definitely didn't have that. We just played with stuff. Tablets, phones, technology. Yeah, Frank, I agree with that for sure. A lot of it is the business model, though. Like, they could have, pushed away to try and keep Saturday morning cartoons. They could have done it with streaming, too. They could have just made it like a thing, But they didn't make any effort to do any of that. And without that crazy, earworm programming that we got, I mean, they were on it. I mean, you can take anyone that was a kid in the 80s and just play a song that's an intro song, and even if they haven't heard it in 20 years, they're going to vaguely remember, oh, that's the Smurfs, Oh, that's Voltron. So it's in there. Like, it's in there. We heard the grannies building our dollhouses. Yeah, I mean, I am anyway. Lower the price to make more vehicles and play sets. Briscoe, yeah, I think a lot of that, though, I mean, and people kind of can feel one way or the other about it, but they're making the toys for adults. A lot of the toys, if you look at the toys that we had in the 80s, like, they were not detailed or articulated or any of that crap. They were just basic plastic, flat colored things, and I'm assuming, and that's just an assumption, that the manufacturing process was way less rigorous than the stuff that they do now. Yeah, technology advanced, yeah, all this stuff. And, yeah, they're trying to milk more money out of a more affluent, older market that is going to be able to, with more disposable income, that's going to be able to spring for stuff than, trying to make a $3 or $5 figure so mom won't really care too much about throwing it in the basket for little Johnny. But, if they went back to making figures the way they did in the 80s, they could sell us $5 figures. Would anyone buy them? I don't know. Some of you guys would, I'm sure, But no paint apps, no none of that. It would just be, basic. I think there probably is a market for that. Yeah, same Thanos. I just love him. I hear it, and it's such a nostalgia hit. Warm fuzzies. What to paint? Oh yeah, we were gonna do a blue chest. Real quick, I'm going to use the bathroom. I will be back in one moment. All right, remember the mute button this time. Look at that. Hatcher would make more money. Yeah, maybe. Chap May, I've never even checked those out. Dunno. Let me see what this glow paint looks like. I bet you it's not going to spread well on this type of thing. It might even be glued up. This paint never seems to actually paint stuff that well. But let me see. Yeah, see, like it just turns to water. Man, I'm blind. Holy smokes. I'm blind and I can't spell. Look at that. All right, guys. Go ahead and pick the color blue. There are the options right there. First time I've ever used a poll in this stream, I think. What the heck? French Blues looks like it's winning so far. Wow, okay. Well, that's pretty overwhelming opinion, looking like the French Blue, so that would be my choice too. It's probably the nicest, but I figured you guys were gonna vote for some wild freaking color. All right, French Blue it is. God, I hope there's enough in here. Oh my goodness. Look at this mess. Paint run soon. Yeah, I need to make a list and make a paint run. I honestly have so much freaking paint. I only have about a half of it on my shelves in front of me here. And then there's some in the cabinet over there. There's some on my craft cart. I need to pull it all out and reorganize. I might find half the colors I need because I use so much. Anyone who does this, you know, you use gray a lot for stone. You use red a lot, green, black. A little closer. Looking at the prices, yeah, where's the Tide at, man? $12.99? It's not bad. I'm thinking a slightly bigger brush for this. Let me just hit the details with this one. Burnt umber, I have a lot of, yeah. Well, when I was doing the painting all those consoles, Ed, I went through a lot of that red. Quite a bit. And the dark green. I mean, dark gray. A fair amount of the green, too, with the screens. I have a hard time getting the gray in the larger bottles. Burnt umber, they always have in big bottles or, you know, the mediums like this. Reasonably large bottles. But lots of times when they have the gray in the larger sizes, I can't find the matte, and I need the matte. So that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. This day and age, I'm happy to find anything. And besides, it is fun to experiment with different colors sometimes. But sometimes you just want consistency as well. Oh, Black Knight, what's up, man? You know what time it is. Aaron, when are you guys, when's the next Hella Dope show? Is it the Sunday after this one? January 7th, okay. Very cool. He means January 6th. One of those. It's close enough. Nope, definitely the 7th. I don't know. I can't. I'm the worst with calendars and dates. Absolutely horrible. Maybe they got different time in Ohio. I don't know. The 24-hour Hella Dope stream. That would be quite an event. You could like end the stream with Black Knight and Ted both getting divorced as the grand finale. Yeah, Briscoe, I don't think we're going to get 24-hour live streams except from What a Funk. But that's like a freaking clubhouse they have over there. Oz might get there eventually. It wouldn't surprise me if he eventually attempts a 24-hour live stream. You can watch 6 hours of me sleeping? Heck yeah. You need to set it up like that. Those guys on Twitch that do the... if you send a $200 super chat or something like that, all these air horns go off and wake you up. Cry for weeks about it. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, 24 hours is rough. Now, the guys over at What a Funk and Briscoe and I hang out in their stream sometimes. They're like a streetwear clothing company, but they have a nice little hangout stream. They do trivia and stuff. They do a 24-hour live stream a couple of times a year, but you got to understand it's, like I said, it's his studio where he does his artwork, so there'll be like 5 or 6 guys there so they can, sleep in shifts and all that kind of stuff. It's not one person, although the main guy usually is there the whole time. He can sleep and someone else can kind of do something. I couldn't do this for 24 hours. There's no way. My neck, my back, everything would be killing me probably after about maybe 6 hours. Maybe. Probably stand up and get a freaking blood clot or something. Yeah, Fat Red Food, that's their whole thing, man. They are big on customer service. Very, very speedy. I mean, if Ted has to go days without sleep, Aaron is perfectly okay with that to make sure that the product gets out the very next day. But no, definitely. They focus on that, man. Nice, Thanos. Yeah, I believe it. Briscoe, I like to try and torture A&T on those 24-hour live. Yeah, he does get grumpy. A&T, if he doesn't have his snacks, he starts getting kind of moody. But those guys do some crazy stuff. I mean, if I was in that room with a bunch of like people coming in and out of it, it probably stinks. I would be severely freaking grumpy too. Yeah, French Blue is not bad. Not bad. It's a good choice. And like I said, that was the choice I would have made too, is the French Blue. So I was just kind of surprised. I really did expect you guys to say some crazy stuff. Briscoe did mention punk. Yeah, the color is good. Have I ever made a mimic chest? I've never made one, but I'm pretty sure I painted one a long time ago. But you know, that would be really cool in 112, because I don't think I've seen one in 112, you know, only for tabletop minis. So a 112 mimic might be Might be pretty neat. Nah, that's gonna have to be black. Yeah, it's all right. I actually had an antique train travel luggage, almost that blue. Yeah, I think I have some that are similar to this. I have one suitcase from that was my grandma's that was like a blue like this. It's like the hard plastic shell style. '60s style, I would guess. Thanos says, I got a wooden mimic chest the other day, and it's sized to hold dice, so it's bigger than 112. Oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, I'll look for that in your photos, man. That sounds pretty neat. I mean, surely there are files on Thingiverse or somewhere that someone could just take and, upsize them a little bit. But it still might be cool just to make one. Yeah, those are luggage chest weights like 15 pounds. Where are you putting luggage in them? Yes, but it didn't rip, and the damn thing is still totally fine condition. Well, the lining on the inside, the glue's come off. It needs to be like upholstered or whatever you would call it. But thing's built like a freaking tank, dude. I mean, you buy luggage now and it's destroyed in like a couple of years or one trip. Oh, okay, Axion. You're talking about like a steamer chest or something like that. Yeah, that's a big old joint. All right, let me get a slightly bigger brush and we'll fill in some more of this blue. Yeah, well, it was their goal to build things that lasted. Now it's their goal to build things that are, planned obsolescence and all that. Different mindset. And now comes the cheating part. Ooh, and I'm already getting high from this thing. Gonna get lightheaded. Ooh, that's a strong smelling marker. Ooh, shiny. Remember back in the early 90s, playing street hockey and the goalie would be wearing that light foam type pads. Hard leather and the goalie was a tank, yeah. Yeah, they might have changed a couple of things. It sure is kind of bright. So, yeah, it's not too bad. If I was going to do it over again, though, next time I might try the darker brown. Like kind of the way this one is. Or maybe like some kind of wash over it, like a brown wash around it. The only thing is, this is printed on an FDM printer, and I don't usually like the way washes come out on that because it tends to settle along the lines, and then it makes the lines very visible. But it's a wooden chest, and the wood could have lines. It kind of looks like the grain. It's almost kind of passable. Let's see what we got here. Wow, we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes, so wow. Time kind of sped up there for me a little bit at the end. That's good. Let me see. Take a quick look at a couple of these other things we got here. Dragon Quest. Yeah, I like the red one, for sure. I'm going to do some more in this style. That was what I was going for with this, but I realized the underpainting is brown, so maybe I'll paint that brown. And I could just paint the whole thing red. I really don't like the top not being red. I'm not really super enthused about that. Although once this is gold, it might not look too bad. I don't know. Here, let's just see what it looks like. It doesn't look too bad with the gold on there. It looks pretty good, actually. It's just a different... I wasn't really originally going for like a two-tone look like that, but it's not bad. Fancy. Thank you. Hero Quest. Yeah, Briscoe, you're right. I didn't even think about that. I still have some of my old Hero Quest set. It does have that vibe. I have the more complicated version too, Warhammer Quest. Haven't played it in 25 years, maybe more. Something like that. 25 years sounds about right. Where's that? Burnt Umber again. But yeah, I had Hero Quest and I had Battle Masters before I ever played any Warhammer or Warhammer Quest or any of the official like Games Workshop more adult versions. Lined with velvet and a golden egg inside. Perhaps there would be. And I was actually, Ed, I was actually thinking how cool it would be if I had one of those velvety flocking machines and could flock this red. That'd be pretty wild. It'd be difficult to get the glue applied so precisely, but could be neat. Warhammer Quest and Advanced. I forgot about Advanced Hero Quest. I don't think I ever played that. I remember it being around. I could flock that. Hey, maybe, man. Mutant Chronicles, the sci-fi version of Hero Quest. I never saw that one. I do remember Gamma World, though. I don't know if you remember that. That was like a Dungeons and Dragons style RPG. More flocking. Flock it all. Should do that, like I should have a special stream. It's just like the live flocking stream. The 6-hour flocking special. You know how freaking messy and destroyed everything would be after 6 hours of flocking? I would not want to do that. It'd be a freaking nightmare. You remember Gamma World? Yeah, that was a weird one, but, cool stuff. I didn't, did I play around to Gamma? No, I don't think I ever played Gamma World, but an older classmate when I was like in 8th grade or something like that, him and his group, he was like maybe in 11th or something, but they used to play that, and he kind of told me about it a little bit. I read the book a little, but I never actually played it. Looked cool though. I used to reflock several dozen vintage G.I. Joe heads in a night. It was a disaster. Yeah, flocking is stupidly messy. Yeah, there was a lot of cool RPGs back in the day. I used to just sit in, and they didn't even have that many, but even just going to a bookstore as a little kid and looking through all the stuff they had was really cool. That is going to be drying for a while. Alrighty, it's 1:20 a.m. I think I'm probably going to wrap it up now. I obviously am nowhere near done with this stuff. Let me get the T-Cam out real quick. Put these up here too. So this could easily go another whole stream. I don't know if I'll do that to you guys, but you can kind of see what we got here. So, made some progress, for sure. We got here there were so many cool RPGs. Old heavy metal magazines, yeah, for sure. There was lots of cool magazines. Thanks for coming by, Ed. Absolutely. Happy New Year, everyone. If I don't see you guys, although I'm sure I'll see you on some other streams. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I hope everyone has a great weekend and a Happy New Year. And I'm going to probably watch one episode of Star Trek and try to fall asleep. Take care, everyone.